Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for our Stamp Around UK video hop. So we hop on the 1st of every month. This month, I can't believe it's February already, we're doing spring. So everybody's going to be using that theme. All the links to everyone's contribution is going to be in the description, so if you click into the description and click more, there'll be a whole list of links for you to hop through. Pretty sure that everyone's going to be doing something very different. We've all got very different styles, so I hope you're going to enjoy it. So for me, I'm going to go with some florals and these lovely soft subtle colours. Okay, so all the colours that I've used in my project are from the Subtles family, so that's what we're going with. And I'm going to use this wonderful new background stamp called Flowers Fair. It's an online exclusive, and I'm going to pair it with the product of the month. Now was probably January's, so we're a day late on this, but if you've had the product of the month for January, it's this great sentiment set, so I'm just going to use that today. Right, so look out for the new product of the month as well. So all the details will be on the website, so if you hop along to there, you'll see the promotional banners and things, and be able to have a look at that. So really simple today. Black outline with just this very nice subtle colouring with Stampin' blends, and just a banner across the bottom for the sentiment and a few pearls. Okay, and I'm going to stamp using our new Stampin' positioner. Okay, so now our lovely Janice helps run this hop and coordinates us all, and she did a lovely video demonstrating the use of the Stampin' positioner, and lots of demonstrators already have, but this is it. So I've got my background stamp already on here. I've put the lovely paper pad. You can just pop your paper on and it just sits and secure in there. We've got these little positioning pegs for the smaller plate to use, and then these ones are where the big plate goes. These bounce up and down, and then there's feet on the bottom of the plate that bounce up and down. And basically the rule of thumb is if you keep the Stampin' Up logo the right way up, you're good to go. I work in Imperial, so I've got my sheet down showing the Imperial marks. Okay, and of course I've already stamped already, so I've already got my stamp in place on here. I decided to do it this way just because it fitted easier, but obviously while you're lining it up, it doesn't matter. You can just position it wherever you want on that page and line it up with your cardstock. Okay, so I know that mine's going to have to fit in somewhere around here. I think I've popped it here so that I had a line to line it up with. So it's roughly straight there, and we get these great magnets. They will snap together, they are strong, but because of the design they aren't going to shatter. Okay, and they pull apart really easy with these little tabs. Okay, the design of this stamp means that I'm going to have to put my magnets just on the edge over here, which just helps keep everything in position, because it's going to go off the end. So just want to just line that up. So that magnet's just going to be a little bit too close. I'm just going to bring that down and out a little bit. Just check that alignment looks good. It's great. Okay, so it's basically like a trampoline. So let's just I'm just going to pop that off to one side while we ink up the stamp. So I'm just going to use Memento because we're going to be using Stampin' blends. This is water based. Okay, and this is background stamps are one of the main things I like to use a Stampin' positioner for, because it means you can just you know, apply the pressure evenly and you don't have to hold a great big block. Okay, so now that that looks like it's well inked, let me just bring in the platform, or the base, or I don't know what they're calling it, but anyway, the bottom bit, the base. I'm going to call it the base. And then we can just flip this over, line it up with the little things. It's now just floating, if you like. There's a gap, okay, and then we can just press down on the plate evenly. Okay, so I'm going to use my sleeve. There's all sorts of gizmos and gadgets that you can get. A sleeve is free, provided you've got a sleeve on. Okay, and I'm just going to pop some pressure onto that, and I don't have to worry about holding a great big block. I can just do that. Okay, now that's popped back up, and I can already see that there's going to be bits that haven't quite transferred, because I can still see it's on the stamp. So I'm just going to give that a little bit more of a rub in the middle. Okay, that's looking better. So I can just lift that up and have a look. Okay, it's looking good, but nothing's moved. I can always put that back on and press again in areas if I think it needs a bit more. Isn't that cool? Cool, right? And that's dead easy to wipe. Okay, great. So let's pop this to one side. Okay, nice and easy to store in a drawer as well. The pad of paper is great as well. If you didn't pre-order that as a demonstrator, or join and purchase it as part of a starter pack, you'll be able to get it in your starter kit for free from February the 3rd. So in a couple of days you'll be able to do that if you wanted to. We'll colour this in now. I'm going to start with the foliage. Now all these colours are really subtle, so I might just bring you in a little bit, just so that you can see where I'm colouring, and hopefully that's enough. Okay, so this is soft seafoam, very nice subtle green, and I'm just going to drop in that colour on these open leaves. There's no blending today, not really. You can if you want to, but the colours are really subtle, and don't really feel like it would, you know, the time taken probably wouldn't add that much to this colour scheme. But of course, if you want to add more detail, which I'm sure people will, I'm just going to do the sepals on that larger bloom as well. But I can see there are some demos that do some fantastic watercolouring and beautiful colouring, so I can see some fantastic pieces of art coming from those people. With this set, it's really pretty, and what a way to make you know, cards super fast. So I could use my positioner and just reposition some cards and stamp this again and again, and make a whole set of these. Looks kind of nice monochrome, if I'm honest. Just wanted to do something really simple, or even as a sympathy card. What about just heat embossed it? Oh, my mind's just going crazy with ideas now. Lemon Lolly is going to go into the centre of these flowers. I actually used Daffodil Delight on the sample, so told a little fib because that's a bright. But these, I decided to switch in the Lemon Lolly as another subtle. Okay, and again, nothing fancy about that, just colouring in the centres. Okay, the small flowers, I want to give the illusion that they're sort of white. So I'm just going to use the light pool party marker just to drop in just a little bit of colour on those lines, and it dries back really faint. And you could use your colour lifter to really sort of soften that if you wanted it even paler. But we'll just go with this, just a very, very subtle, very, very subtle. Okay, isn't it lovely? And then for the flowers, the big flowers, I used Petal Pink on the sample. Petal Pink isn't a colour I use a lot, but it's really nice if you want something nice and delicate like this. For this one, we're going to use Fresh Freesia. Okay, so I'm just going to try these markers because I use Fresh Freesia reasonably frequently, and I just want to try out the colours and just make sure that my dark is dark and my light is light. There's actually not a lot in it. Sometimes, depending on how you've used them, you might find, yeah, so for me, my light marker must be a little bit have more ink or something or whatever, but at the moment it's coming out a little bit darker, so it's always worth trying them out. It depends how you use your markers. Okay, and where the artist has popped some lines, I'm just going over them. Okay, so you don't need to think about this, you can just pop it in. Okay, it's all going to do. I'm going to repeat that on all these larger petals. Maybe just a little hint here and there in some of the shadows, but you know. But generally speaking, all I'm doing is just flicking that in where those lines have been provided already. Okay, and this sort of flicking motion using the brush end. Okay, I do love Fresh Freesia. It's a really, really nice pinky purple. Oh, I've missed one of the little flowers there. Let me just pop some Pool Party onto this one. Might be the odd leaf I've missed as well, and it dries back so subtle that you are unlikely to notice. Right, so we'll bring in the other marker now, and again we're just going to drop in some more colour in and around where we've just been, just to give that different shade in there. And it's up to you whether you flick out from the centre or whichever sort of. Sometimes it depends on the artwork what kind of feels more natural to do. You do you. Did I do that one? It's dried back so much that sometimes it's difficult to tell the colours apart when your markers start to run out of ink. This is White Willow cardstock that I'm using. If you're going to go crazy with the blending, I'd say use basic white, but we're not putting on loads of layers of colour on this one. Just going to pop a bit more into the base of these, I think. Just to make those pop a little bit more. There we go. Isn't that cute? I've done them all. Brill. Isn't that nice? So like I said, if you wanted to have a bit more of a diffuse look to those, I didn't do it on the sample, but if you wanted to, you could use the colour lifter and just go over those, and that will sort of encourage the ink to blend and feather through into the surrounding white cardstock. Won't happen instantly, and the more alcohol you apply, this is just basically a plain alcohol marker, the more alcohol you apply, the more that ink will travel. But totally optional, you could just leave it as it is. So it's going to take a minute to make any kind of discernible effect on that, but the option is there if you want to, or you can just leave it as it is. Isn't it cute? Huh? It's so nice. Ooh, let me try and zoom you back out again. There we go. Isn't that nice? Just move that out of the way now. Your markers do soak through the paper, which is perfectly normal, so you do want to protect your surface. So yeah, very, very, very subtle, which is exactly what I was going for. Okay, so simple construction now. All we're going to do is add this to our card base with some Stampin' Seal. In my case, I like Seal. You use the glue that you are comfortable with. I just like this because it's quick, easy, and I don't get covered in stuff, so that's my preference. So we'll just lay this on. This is a full card layer, so for those of you who need measurements or want measurements, this is 4 by 5 3/4 full card base, card layer, going on to my card base, which is half a sheet of A4, cut at 4 1/8, scored at 5 7/8 of an inch. So lovely. Okay, so that's it. We just need to add our sentiment. So I've already got we're going to be using this lovely one, To a Fabulous Friend. Okay, so it could be for any occasion, couldn't it, that okay. Now the Stampin' Positioner comes with the smaller plate. This is it. So obviously a lot skinnier than that one. Okay, let me just move away the big one. So you can use this with your base. You hook it on there, and then you can move it, you can stamp, and you can move it along 1 2 2 and do some repeat stamping. If it's more comfortable, you could have it that way. I'd probably have it this way because I'm a lefty. And you could do that up and down your cardstock. I'm not going to use the base. I'm just going to use it as a helping hand to help me just hover over my piece of paper. Okay, because I just want to stamp a little bit of a black sentiment on this strip of cardstock. I've already lined it up. Just going to use Memento again to ink it. Okay, you want to avoid your little feet, so just ink across the middle there. And those feet are going to help me to position that and hover it over the top, allow me to eyeball it. Now, eyeballing it with you in my head, I'll headbutt you up there, but it can help you just do that and position your stamp ready to stamp. And just like with the big one, you can just then press it down, give it some nice firm pressure like you would a block, and then just release it. Okay, what you won't be able to do is stamp twice. Okay, so you know there are swings and roundabouts to all these things, but If you want something just to help you with that kind of thing, you could use the little plate just like that, because it's got all 4 feet have a spring on them. Okay, there we go. It's not the straightest because I wanted to you guys are there. So if you've got the if you can get your head over the top of your image, you'll be able to do that, no problem. I'm just going to cut this at an angle. If you want your angles to match, move it along to the edge that hasn't been cut, and then use that as a template. There we go. Use a die, use whatever you want, but this is the quickest and fastest way to cut down a sentiment, and we're just going to pop that up. I'm going to use 3 dimensionals. It's quite a long strip, so we'll give it that extra bit of support in the middle. Or you could use some of the edge strips on your you know, around the edge of your dimensionals. So again, you want to get over the look over the top of that and position that, hopefully, so it's sort of straight. There we go. And I'm just going to finish mine off with some iridescent pearls, which I forgot to get back out. Down to my last. I've only got 5 left. I'm feeling extravagant, so I'm going to put them all on and just use them up. Okay, so there we go. Let's pick that up. So 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Just scatter them around. Okay. That is my really simple card for today. The pearls are really subtle as well, and they'll be cute. You know, you'll be able to see them and feel them. Well, the recipient will. Okay, on your really nice, beautiful card. Okay, fresh freesia, pool party, soft sea foam, lemon lolly, and this one I used petal pink. Okay, so there you have it, guys. This is my spring colours coming through with the beautiful, what's it called? Flowers Fair, it's called. What a beautiful stamp set. Beautiful. Okay. So don't forget that this is a hop. Please do click the description. Click down there and take a look at what everyone else has made. I'm sure there's going to be some fantastic things, because there always is on these hops. Okay, really hope you enjoy it. Hope this has given you some ideas, and I'm hoping that you're staying safe. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye.